Greetings, I'm Mike Pachelli. Today we'll take a look at my arrangement of Christmas Time Is Here, written by Vince Guaraldi and released on the album A Charlie Brown Christmas in 1965. It's one of the most popular Christmas songs of all time. Christmas Time Is Here is a jazz waltz in 3/4 time, written and arranged for piano. I've taken the liberty of changing its original key and incorporating more guitar-friendly voicings utilizing open strings and harmonics. In my opinion, arrangement should be flexible enough so that the guitarist playing it can interject some of their own personality into the song. I've left a little room for you to do just that, and I'll explain exactly what I mean as I go along. I hope you enjoy it. I start with two relatively common chords, but voiced one of them out of the norm. They are E add 9, from low to high, open, 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 1st fret, open, 2nd fret, E add 9, and B13, from 4th string to 1st string, 4th fret, 2nd fret, open, 4th fret, B13. Now on the original recording, the intro features a pivot tone. In our case, it'll be a B. So that's why I voiced the chords as I did. Let me play it for you. Now, as you heard, I'm getting a harmonic on the 12th fret while still keeping the chords ringing out. This is done by fretting the harmonic on the 12th fret of the 2nd string with my first finger of my right hand and plucking the harmonic with my thumb. So normally when we play a harmonic, it's like this, 12 frets above. Say if I'm going to go an open B, I'll go 12 frets above. And that's a harmonic, not pressing down hard, just plucking. But in order to have the chord ringing out, I can't get this hand over here. So I'll leave the hand on the chord, take my first finger, put it lightly where the 12th fret is, and with my thumb, pluck the harmonic. And that? So I can play the chord. It helps if you pivot on the neck too, just to get perfectly in there. So the chord can ring out, and you get the harmonic. Now this is a very useful technique that allows you to play a harmonic of any note. On this particular B note, I'm simply creating a harmonic 12 frets above the open 2nd string. But you can create any harmonic that you finger with your left hand in the same way. So say for instance you finger a C on the 1st fret. You can go 12 frets ahead, lightly touch, and pick with your thumb for the harmonic. Or C sharp. Whatever note I'm fretting, I'm just lightly touching my first finger and plucking with the thumb. So there's the open B. 1st fret would be the 13th fret here. And that would work with chords too. Sorry. This harmonic technique can be used in any way you choose, as much or as little as you like during my arrangement. Like this, for example, on the intro. You might want to go. I'll use this technique again later in the arrangement when I talk about the chorus and also playing with another guitarist. The verse is actually fairly simple. It uses some common jazz chords found in hundreds of songs. First, let's understand from the upright bass point of view what's happening. The melody is over these bass notes, E to D, repeated twice, and then there's a walk down from A sharp to E, and it would sound like this. Second verse is exactly the same. To play the verse as a solo piece, I've kept the melody on the high strings and tried to come up with some unusual voicings that would add harmonic interest while still keeping within the boundaries of the composition. So here's the first two chords, E major 9, and I'm voicing it like this. So from on the 6th string open, and then just three note chord for the E9. On the 3rd string, 9th fret, 2nd, 7th, and on the 1st string, 11. So that's the E major 9. And the second chord is a D augmented 11th. It's played like this. 4-note chord, open 4th string, 5th fret of the 3rd, 5th fret of the 2nd, 4th fret of the 1st string, D augmented 11th. The melody is very easily played when using these voicings. Sounds like this. You see on the E chord, I'm just picking up the pinky and getting the second melody note on the 7th fret of the 1st string. Repeat. Now there's sometimes a tendency in these types of solo arrangements to use very simplistic chords like the normal E major 7th. But I would encourage you to take common chords and juggle the notes around to come up with more interesting chord voicings. It makes an arrangement more unique and personal. All right, let's move on. Now the verse melody continues over that bass walk down from A sharp to E, and here's the new voicings I'll use. First is A sharp minor 7, flat 5, looks like this. 6th string, 6th fret, 4th string 6, 2nd, 5th, 1st, 4th. A sharp minor 7, flat 5. To G sharp minor 7th. 6th string 4th fret, 3rd string 4th fret, 2nd string 4th fret, 1st string 2nd fret, G sharp minor 7, flat 5. Just G sharp minor 7. Move that down a half step, everybody. You get a G minor 7th. So again, 6th string 3rd fret, 3rd string 3rd fret, 2nd string 3rd fret, 1st string 1st. Move that down a half step. You get an F sharp minor 7. So that's 6th string 2nd fret, 3rd string 2nd fret, 2nd string 2nd fret, and open 1st string. F sharp minor 7th. As you'll hear, these voicings easily keep the melody on the top 2 strings and resolve to the E add 9 we played during the intro, like this. I'll play it even slower. Now, in between the first and second verse, I've placed a sort of 4-bar interlude. I think it works well. It introduces 2 new chords. E add 9, 2 we'll call it. Looks like this. Low to high, open, 2nd, 4, 1st, open, open. E add 9, 2. And a C major 6 augmented 4th, which looks like this. From 5th string to 1st, 3, 4, 2, open, open. And here's how I play it. So coming down from the second part of the melody. Now let's play a song together up to there, all right? 1. For the second verse, I'm using the same chords and arrangement, but just playing it a bit looser and rhythmically improvised. This way, the arrangement stays fresh and is more interesting and fun to play. You could alter a few chords or change their voicings if you like and use their extensions. For instance, when you play the D raised 11th a second time, maybe slide it down or up to another voicing. So here would be the second D raised 11th voicing, down here. From 4 to 1, open, 1, 1, open. It could sound like this. Now, I'd like to spend a moment talking about that raised 11th chord. You should feel free to experiment and make this arrangement your own. And we all know when you move a diminished chord in minor thirds, how that works out. Like if you take a E diminished, move it up, minor thirds, it's the same chord, same notes. Now this works because when you move a diminished chord up 3 steps, it simply juggles the notes around into a different order. So any particular diminished chord has actually only 4 notes. The same is true for this 3-note raised 11th voicing if you move it up in 4 steps or down. So if you move that down 4, same notes, or up, same notes, just juggled around. Now I mentioned this because during the arrangement, the raised 11th chord is held for an entire measure. This is a good spot to add a little of your own interpretation to the melody. For instance, chord-wise, you could play this. If you'd like to take it a bit farther, here's the scales that work over that chord. Either a D Lydian, which is simply a major scale with a raised 4. If you want to voice it from the 4th string, 5th fret, you'd go 5, 7, 4, 6, 7, 4, 6, 7. That's a D Lydian. Or a whole tone scale, which would be like, so from 5, 5, 7, next string, 4, 6, 3, 5, 3, 5. Now, feel free to experiment and improvise and make the arrangement your own. So on those chords, you could play or the chorus introduces a few more chords. Let's first again look at it from the bass guitar point of view so as to clearly understand what's going on harmonically. The chord roots are C to F, played twice, then E to C sharp, to F sharp, to B, which is a very common turnaround. So the bass would sound like this. Now here are the chord voicings I decided on to once again keep the melody on the top 2 strings. First, a C major 7th, voiced like this. From 6 to 1, we have 8, 9, skip the 5th string, mute it, I'm muting it. So then 9, 9, 8, 7. So you're gonna get your first finger has double duty. It gets that 8th fret of the 6th string and the 1st fret 7th fret of the 1st string. So C major 7th. Might take a little work. Then an F6/9 raised 11. Looks like this. From 5 to 1, you have 8, 7, 7, 8, 7. Great chord. F6/9 raised 11. Next chord you're going to need is an E major 9. We'll call it the second E major 9. Looks like this. From 5 to 1, 7, 9, 8, 7, 7. E major 9 2. C sharp 7th. This may be a little difficult for some, so you can voice it either this way, like that, keep the melody on top, which would be, again, we're gonna say 4-note chord. So on the 6th string you have 9, on the 3rd you have 10, then 9, then 7. If that's too hard, because it's odd to grab, you can play it like this, which makes it a C sharp 7 add 9, and that would be 6th string 9, 3rd string 8, 2nd string 9, 1st string 7. It's actually a cooler voicing for a C sharp 7th. And then F sharp minor 7 with 2/3 actually in order to accentuate the melody. 4-note voicing from 4 to 1, 4th fret, 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 5th fret, F sharp minor 7. And then a B13. Voice like that from the 6th string 7th, 4th 7th, 3rd 8th, 2nd 9. B13. Now I'll play the chorus with the melody notes. Now, if you'd like, you can add the kind of harmonics I talked about earlier when you sustain chords for a measure. It works nicely on the F6/9 raised 11, and so does the Lydian and whole tone scales of F. So something like this. And the B13 is a great place to interject your own personality. Either play the B13 like I showed you, or if you have your own favorite B13, like, take a 9th chord and make a 13th up here, or make a big stretch B13. So it could be, let's see. Or if you like to play a run over the B13, like whatever you dig. For the last verse, I use the same chords and basic arrangement as the other verses, but I feel it's a good idea to play the last verse more legato and less strict tempo-wise. This is always a good idea to get more bang from your buck out of an arrangement. By not keeping the verse too pulsating, a sense of introspective melancholy is achieved that seems to be quite apropos for the holiday-themed song. Let me show you what I mean. Now here's the chords I'm using for the tag. it's going to sound more difficult than it is when I start telling you the names of it. But the first chord would be A sharp minor 7 flat 5. It's going to be basically the same fingering, just moved down chromatically, but I'll tell you the names of the chords. So here's the A sharp minor 7 flat 5. The voicing should be all on the 6th fret of the 6th string, 4th string, 3rd string, and open. So again, A sharp minor 7 flat 5. If I move that down a half step, I'm just telling you that it changes and becomes an A minor 7th. If you move that down a half step, it becomes a G sharp minor 7th raised 5. If you move that down a half step, it becomes a G minor 6th. If you move that down a half step, it becomes an F sharp minor 7th. And then I'm using I call it a F major 7th raised 11th. And that's 1st fret of the 6th string, and 2nd and 2nd of the 3rd and 4th string, open for 2nd and open 1st, like this. And ending on the E add 9 I showed you earlier. You can arpeggiate this sequence any way you like, either just straight down, or you could just, mix up the notes, however you like. It's actually a very common jazz guitar ending, where usually they'd voice it, instead of having the open E, they'd keep voicing it like this. It's way harder. So let's not worry about that right now. If there's another guitarist around during the holidays, you can easily turn this arrangement into a duet. Simply have one guitarist play the chords without accentuating the melody moves, and the second guitarist can play the actual melody. The chords could be played like this. Now here's a way to play the melody using that harmonics idea. We'd fret the melody up here, but go 12 frets above and do the thing with the first finger and the thumb. So you can play the melody something like this. So again, I just found the melody. It's like, 4th fret open, and then 12 on top with the harmonic. 1st fret of the G, repeat. Finger the 4th fret, go 12 frets higher. And make a good duet. Now, a good way to extend the song in a duet situation is to add a guitar solo section. Two chords that would work quite well would be to vamp between E major 9th, voiced like this, and that would be just the 4 inside strings, 7th fret, 6, 8, 7 for the E major 9, and the B13 I showed you earlier. Vamping between these two chords is really cool because you have an F sharp to G sharp thing going on top of it, on top of the voicings, and it would sound like, And soloing over these changes is a breeze, since an E major scale, or maybe think of it as E Ionian mode, works perfectly over both chords. For those of you that like to understand musical theory, E Ionian, which works perfectly over the E major 9th chord, has the exact same whole and half steps that B Mixolydian has, which works over the B 13th chord. So let me show you what I mean. Here's the E major scale, or E Ionian. Starting on the 7th fret of the 5th string, you go 7, 9, 6, 7, 9, 6, 8, 9. Right? That fits perfectly over the E major. Now, if you were to continue that same idea of half steps and whole steps starting on the B, you get the B mixolydian mode, which works over the B 13th chord. So it's just an E major scale. So that scale works perfectly. So putting it in plain English, just noodle around on an E major scale and let your ear be the judge. Let me show you what I mean. Now, the person playing the lead guitar solo can simply give a look or a nod to the person playing the rhythm guitar, and that would be the cue to go to the chorus again and finish the arrangement. When you play my arrangement of Christmas Time Is Here, please feel free to add whatever you like. That, to me, is the beauty of an arrangement. If it inspires you to be creative, then I feel I did a pretty good job. I had a good time learning the song and deciding how to voice it on guitar. I hope you have a lot of fun performing it. That's what playing the guitar should be all about. It may bring you a little extra joy during this wonderful holiday season. All the best to you and your family. If you have any questions or would like to drop me a note, or be so kind as send me a video of you playing my arrangement, you can do so at mikepachelli.com. It's always cool to hear from you, and I answer every email. So until next time, I'm Mike Pachelli. Thanks for hanging out with me, and have a very Merry Christmas.